How you look so perfect on your worst days. Double C it purchase, you deserve it.
What's up, it's your girl ShaynaMonét, but you can call me Shay, and I am back with another video. So I asked you all to leave some topics for me. Leave some topics down below in the comments, as well as leave some topics on my social media, right? I'm eating. This is not going to be a mukbang because I'm really eating a little bit of everything. I got some cauliflower pizza that it was one slice left. And then in this thing, I just got some shrimp, some potatoes, really shrimp and potatoes, and some carrots from earlier that I ate for lunch. So while I'm eating, it's kind of like a mukbang, I guess. While I'm eating, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this topic I have for today. So make sure you grab your wine glasses and please get in the comments so that way we can all talk to each other about this. And it's not wine, y'all. Clearly you can tell it's juice. It's juice, y'all. The topic of the day is, when is it okay to move in with your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, the person you're talking to at this point nowadays? I don't know. When is it okay? What time frame is it okay to move in, right? Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna kind of give y'all a little rundown, a little shindig, a little story. Shindig? I don't know if that was the right word. Well, y'all, I had to create boundaries for myself because over the last 2 years, I didn't have these boundaries that I'm about to tell you all. So first, I want you all to follow me over on Instagram. I asked some people on Instagram what are their opinions about this. I literally just asked them, so I'm probably going to have to insert them at the end if I see them before, you know, before I start editing. But yeah, so make sure y'all are following me over on Instagram, where I'm going to start asking more questions over there, just because I have a lot of questions in my head and I just wonder what people think about them. So if you want to be more, if you want me to interact with you more, definitely go over there to my Instagram and make sure you subscribe to this channel. Anyway, so first of all, oh, one more thing. Before we start getting into this video and this topic, I want you all to all go down below and tell me your answer first. And type like hashtag first question or first answer, something like that. That way I can see like what your opinion on it was. And then if it changed, you know, just reply to it. And that way we can really get the conversation popping, right? This juice popping though. Okay. So first, before I get into my opinions on this, I want to tell y'all all a little story. So being in the military, sometimes a relationship can move super duper fast. When I say super duper fast, I mean super duper fast. So my relationship 2 years ago, I'm not gonna even lie to y'all, I moved in with her after I met her, like really went on it for our first date in February, March, April. I think by April we was together. By May I was cheated on. That whole situation was a whole nother story for a whole nother day that I will tell y'all in the future, but as of right now, that's not the topic. So I moved in after 2 months of knowing her. We started being together. I feel like for the people that's my age, so anywhere between 18 to 25, maybe you can go up higher. I feel like nowadays we move in so fast because I feel like we're just lost. Like, we're so broken that we can't even not be around somebody, right? So I feel like honestly that's why we move in so fast, because we're so used to being, when we get around somebody, we want to be around them all the time. And I know at that point in my life, that was really it. It was I moved in with my ex after 2 months, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, and I know that this might get a lot of judgment, but this topic isn't for today. But basically, my ex was separated. She was married, but she was separated. They weren't living together. They were separated. Now they're divorced, yada yada yada. But yeah, so I moved into the condo that they had together. Now when I say my boundaries were so low, because me today wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do this shit at all. Reason being is because I'm not about to move into nobody's house with anybody. One, that fast, and two, that you built with somebody else. This is gonna be a topic I told y'all for another day. So if you want to know more, if you have questions on it, go ahead and leave them down below, because Lord, girl. But yeah. Honestly, move forward. In the last year, subtract 4 months. If the opportunity presented itself, I probably would have moved in with somebody else that I could have potentially been in a relationship with. And then over the last few months, I took the time to learn myself and know myself and realize I don't want that shit. I don't want to be moving in with nobody. Reason being because I like my own space. I like to enjoy my own space. I like to go back home and be away from whoever it is, right? So with that said, now that I done told y'all a little bit of my little story, when is it okay to move in with your, I don't even know if to say spouse, or if to say person you're talking to, because at this point, I feel like relationships move so fast, and not only in the lesbian community, just for all of us, because we're so used to, like I said, being with somebody that after 2 months we're in a relationship. And I started creating these boundaries and rules for myself. I know I didn't want to see another relationship go down the drain with somebody that I could have been potential just friends with. I lost a lot of good friends trying to jump into relationships, and it's hard to come back from it. It's really hard to try to go from friends to relationships back to friends. It can happen because I have done it, but it's so hard. So I personally feel that these are my rules. These are the rules for myself. I said, for one, if you want to be in a relationship with me, you have to wait 6 months. Don't even try asking me. Don't even try to give me that label until at least 6 months of knowing me. As in, you've been dating me for 6 months. We've been really enjoying each other's company, stuff like that, right? It got to be like 6 month period. As far as like, ooh, that's another topic. I was gonna say as far as when do I need to cut other people off, but you know what? I'm gonna leave that for another day. But yeah. So 6 months, you gotta wait 6 months to be in a relationship. I personally believe that in that 6 months time frame, that's when you really get to know somebody and you really get to start seeing if you want to be with them, right? And that's when a relationship can come. But as far as moving in, I personally believe that it shouldn't come until maybe like a year of knowing somebody. Reason being is because I like my own space. I really enjoy my own space. Like I said before, I love coming home. I love missing somebody. I love that feeling of missing somebody. I personally believe that if we can go a whole year with going back home and then coming back together and just enjoying it, it's so much more valuable, and it means so much more when you do move in together, because it's like y'all started building up to that. Because when you moving this up with somebody, I feel like you start seeing their true colors. You start seeing their true colors even more, right? And you can start seeing that before you move in. I don't want to move in with somebody, because once you move in with somebody, it's like y'all have ties, y'all start building together already. Like, so 2 months come, y'all move in together, it's like y'all buying things together, y'all are looking at each other's finances together. Why can't you just do that? Separate parts, separate spaces, you know, like, just let me be. So I feel like a year just gives me time to know somebody. Also, it gives you time to still have that, like, oh, I'm going over Bay House, and then for the weekend, then I'm going back home, you know? Or let me stay over here for a week over the summertime, and then I'm going back home, you know? It gives you that space to do that. I feel like once we start moving in with each other, start depending on them too much. And a lot of times we get in relationships after 3, 4 months, 6 months, and we're like, we want to marry them. And I feel like that is just, I feel like that's crazy. I personally feel like that's freaking crazy, because I don't know, like, when you have your own space, and okay, so say if my girlfriend or whatever, I'm single as F, so, you know, I'm just using this as an example. But say if my girlfriend comes over my house, and she comes for the weekend or whatever the case may be, because we clearly should have jobs on the weekdays, just saying. But yeah, she comes over on the weekend or whatever the case may be, on a day off, whatever, right? And you can start seeing how that person treats your stuff, if you get what I'm saying. You can start seeing how someone lives, because quite frankly, for example, right, maybe like the first couple times that somebody's over your house, they're going to pick up after themselves. They're going to be like, okay, well, let me straighten this up. But after like maybe 3, 4, 5 times, you start seeing the real them, because they start getting comfortable. And when people start getting comfortable, you really can start seeing their true colors. So if I'm dating somebody and I'm like, and they're like, I start realizing change. As for example, at first they were cleaning out the sink after they brushed their teeth, and now they're not, right? Or they had clothes on the floor, or they were picking up their clothes after they got out, now they expect me to pick it up. Stuff like that. People don't realize that can really affect your relationship or whatever the case may be, and that's when you should start nipping it in the bud. Then lately I've been really into making my bed, like waking up making my bed like every single morning, right? I don't know, it just feels like it gives me a better start to my day. So I want somebody to see, like, oh, she makes the bed every morning. This is going to be something that she expects to do every single morning. Because just like I'm looking at the person to figure out what are they doing, and learning them, and learning, because of course we all have pet peeves. Some pet peeves are worse than others, and some pet peeves just get under your skin, you know? So this is the time to start figuring that out, to see, well, do I want to be in a relationship with them? Do I want to be in this situation with them? Is this person paying their bills on time every month? Is this person, you know, doing simple things like that? That's when you start seeing it. Because trust me, you don't want to wait till it's time to move in, and then you realize that they can't even afford the rent, you know? So I don't know, I feel like a year of talking or being in a relationship with somebody, well, 6 months. 6 months being in a relationship, but altogether for me it would be a year. I feel like after a year, if we can hold strong, then we can think about moving in together. That gives me time to break my lease and, you know, just move forward. So what do you all think? Do you think a year is too less of time? Do you think it's enough time? What do you all think? Because nowadays people are getting married at 5 months. People are getting married at a year. People are getting married. I've known people that got married after a month. So it's different things for different people. I understand that. I know in the military, the military kind of forces you to move in with somebody. Reason being, or even getting married. But reason being is because normally when you're first coming in and you're E5 and below, you're in the barracks. Some E5s are lucky to get out the barracks, but most of the time you're in the barracks. So then it's just like, oh, I don't want to be in the barracks. I don't want people to be all in my business. So guess what? They move in together. And it usually happens like that. And I mean, matter of fact, that's kind of what happened to me. But it's like, it sucks because it forces you instead of just like going back home, because especially because we gotta wake up at 6:30. We have to be at formation at 6:30 in the morning for PT. So it's like you get off at 5 o'clock. You gotta do whatever you gotta do. Oh, I got some in my teeth. You gotta do whatever you gotta do, and then it's like, oh, I still want to go see my little boo thing or whatever, right? So then you go see your little boo thing, and then you gotta go all the way back home. By the time that happens, it's like 12 o'clock in the night, and you're like, okay, why don't I just, you know, just stay over? And then usually stand over goes to it's usually like this. It's usually, oh, I'm gonna stay the night, so I'm gonna bring some clothes over, okay, to I'll bring some more clothes over, and then to all my clothes over your house. That's literally the steps. So it's hard. It's really hard, because it's just easier sometimes. As I've grown and I've learned from my mistakes, I personally feel like 6 months to a year, the year is the time frame that I will open up to moving in together. So yeah, I hope this video wasn't kind of all over the place. I kept stopping and losing my train of thought. So if it was, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to edit it so it doesn't look like it's all over the place. But thank you all for watching. If you have any other topics you would like me to talk about, make sure you leave them down below in the comments. You can also email me. My email is in the description box. Make sure you thumbs up this video, please, and thank you. And subscribe. We're trying to get to that 10K. If you haven't watched my last videos, definitely go check them out and subscribe. And I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye, loves.
Swerving, how you look so perfect on your worst days. Double C it purchase, you deserve it.